So here we go. We're going to debunk the RNC cop attack. Now this is where a cop runs way down into a crowd all by himself. With a super soaker can of spray paint. There's 3 provocateurs. 3 of them are dressed in black. One of them jumps up and bangs the cop like this. I mean, come on. If you're going to do some damage to somebody, you would have grabbed him by the shoulder and made him do a couple of 360s, okay? At the same kind of force. It would have been just absolutely mindless to do. What you seen down there was a couple of school kids where they bang into each other. That was friends, okay? The 3 guys you see dressed in black that are causing all the trouble are undercover government agents. They're called agents of influence. We call them provocateurs.
It was stunning video posted on the internet for all to see, and it came with a charge that police masqueraded as protesters at this week's Montebello summit to incite violence. Tonight, an equally stunning admission from Quebec's provincial police. Susan Bonner reports.
Busted. 3 Quebec provincial police officers, identities masked, one carrying a huge rock, nabbed for infiltrating a peaceful protest at Montebello. The tip-off came from a union leader who noticed riot police standing by despite the obvious weapon. He accused the men of being undercover cops trying to provoke a riot and end the protest. The men were removed but never charged. After 2 days of questions, the Sûreté de Québec issued a news release late today confirming, yes, the men are police officers.
You can call them what they are. Is police, CIA, undercover ops, black ops, whatever you want to call them. And what they done was they created a photo op that made it into the mainstream media.
There's a serious issue about proper police conduct here.
Criminal lawyer Lawrence Greenspan has defended protesters for decades. He says it's time for politicians to act.
I think the people that represent us in the legislature should be looking at some form of legislation that says, wait a second, this is not a proper use of police resources, and we should be setting guidelines.
Activists have argued for years that police try to thwart their legal right to protest by trying to incite aggression so they can move in and take protesters away. They say they do it even when demonstrators gather in a designated area, as these mostly unionists were in Montebello. And they say politicians tacitly endorse it.
This is the face of it, where people can't even ask a question without having to face these kinds of goons. It's time that all of the secrecy and backroom deals end.
So it made it into the mainstream media, and it's very plain to see that this was just a photo op from mainstream media. The cop was in no danger at any time, but when it come time to let go with that pepper spray, he sprayed a whole bunch of kids.
The role of press in a democratic society. There's a reason why our profession is the only one explicitly protected by the U.S. Constitution, because we're supposed to be the check and balance on power. Yes, we are supposed to be there to observe, to watch, to witness. I went to the police chief's news conference this morning, Harrington, and I asked him about that. And I said, how are we supposed to operate in this kind of climate? And he said, you can embed yourselves in the police department. You know, the new model of reporters embedded in the front lines of troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, in order to be protected, in order not to have your camera broken or your face bloodied, you have to be embedded in the police department. That is not independent journalism. When you force the press to close their eyes, to close their ears, as you do when you arrest them, that is a threat to a democratic society.
Non-violent. These were peaceful protesters. Nobody wants to fight with the cops. They're killers. They killed a lot of people for no reason at all. No one's going to go down there when they're dressed in their stormtroopers gear and take them out, okay? It's not going to happen. Nobody is that stupid, okay? The last day of the protest, they went into a frenzy and arrested 400 people.
I just saw the strangest thing last night. Saw a penguin make me cry. Think I'm crazy, it's no lie. Spoke to me of love and life. Didn't mention we were on thin ice. And when it cracked, I started to fall. Oh, penguin, do you care about me at all?
They arrested reporter after reporter because they didn't understand the words on the badge. Do you think they should really be carrying a gun if they can't read the words on the badge? Now you see the cops firing rubber bullets, you see the cops firing concussion grenades.
Won't try to help me understand why. Down in the ocean, I saw fire.
Are you telling me that the protesters are using that much violence that they got to use concussion grenades against kids with women and their kids? People that are allowed to protest and that are expected, that's their civil right.
The Supreme Court has ruled protesters have the right to be seen and heard.
Are beaten senseless with absolute stormtrooping martial law mentality, and that's wrong. It's just wrong what they've done.
Cast a shadow over my life. You know exactly what I mean. I'm without you. I could not have made it through all the bad times, all the bad times. All the bad times, all the bad times. End of my summer is here. You know these feelings so well. I'm without you. I could not have made it through all the bad times. Oh honey, all the bad times. All the bad times.